cut up using Stutter Edit. And again, just the idea of using it as this kind of generative thing is actually new to me as well. So I'm going to show you here. I've got these package bass lines that have been cut up here, and what we're going to do is take this, put a tab here, and I'm going to grab an instance of Stutter Edit. Now, what is really fundamentally different about this plugin, and part of what makes it really special, and I should have probably prefaced this whole conversation with this, but it warrants saying now, is Stutter Edit is a playable effect, and it is unique in this paradigm of DSP. So when you guys think of a reverb, how many of you guys in the room are, would call yourself an engineer or mix records? Okay, so good, yeah, okay, good. So good deal of you guys, and girls. So when you think of a delay or reverb or chorus, you think of a static effect, or effect that has some sort of, modulation to it, a reverb that sort of shimmers out the different delay lines and makes something that sounds, that sounds like a regular acoustic reverb or convolution reverb, whatever it is. But it's a static thing. You instantiate an effect, you put it on your snare drum, you have a reverb, and it lives there, right? This is not that at all. It's a really different and very new sort of paradigm, as it were, with effects. And what it is it's an effect that you actually play. So if you take an instance of Stutter Edit here, we're going to put it on our bass line. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it on the master fader, because that gets really exciting really quickly. So I'm going to put this on the master fader, okay? So if I just leave that there, it's not going to do anything. Okay, I actually have to send MIDI to it like it was a soft synth. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a MIDI track, right? I'm going to have one here. I think this guy's doing something else. No, maybe he's not. Okay, good. So I'm going to put it on the master fader on Stutter Edit. Okay, now what you're going to see is when we look at the Stutter Edit UI, which was, I should say, because he's from Los Angeles, was beautifully designed by the guy Zach from DeviantArt. We spent literally 6 months on every pixel of this interface. So OCD much right here. So at any rate, what you're going to see when I press key, first it's going to kill all of us. Okay? That's what's going to happen first. Holy shit. Okay. After we're all dead and resuscitated, and I'm doing the rest of this speech by a Ouija board, you're going to see this state change, okay? And good God, turn this down. You guys have the best speakers here, by the way. Really good subwoofers. Okay, so hopefully I've muted all my faders. God, let's stop. All right, and what you are going to see is, oh, I see. I got to go into my preferences here. Let's see. It's not sending it over there. So I'll talk to you about it while I'm setting this up for this session. Let's see here. This thing is an Akai MDK25. All right, it's all on. All right, something's going on here. I'm going to make another MIDI track. So what you're going to see is the state of Stutter Edit is going to completely change. It becomes a different effect. And it becomes a different effect rhythmically. I just kind of did the robot. That was awkward. It becomes a different effect rhythmically, so in rhythmic intervals. So you actually can't make a mistake. And we call these events or states gestures. And so a gesture can be a thing where Stutter Edit is, let's say, just repeating 16th notes. In fact, that'll probably be the first thing that I show you. It's just this 16th note repetition thing. I guess this thing is just not seeing MIDI. That's what's going on here. There he goes. Seems like he's seeing MIDI. All ends, right? Okay. So, at any rate, I might call Zach up here to take a look at this in a second. So what will happen is Stutter Edit will completely state change. And Please work. Where is Zach? Is it Zach here? Zach's gone. All right. Dear Isotope, please leave Zach here during my speeches. Thank you. Siri. Okay, so what happens with Stutter Edit is it actually state changes in time. And if you see here, I don't know if you guys, can you guys see my mouse? Yeah. You can? Okay. So we have a thing here we call gesture length. And the gesture length is how long each one of these events lasts. So you can have an event that lasts for a bar, that lasts for half a bar, that lasts for 2 bars, and any kind of, relevant permutation of that. Okay, so over here. So. Generated using Stutter Edit, and very, very simple things where I would have a simple side-chained saw wave and take that and do these crazy sort of exponentially splining gestures going from 256 notes to 16th notes. Really cool to be able to show you that line. So let's see here. We'll just start with a clean session. Let's continue to do as follows. Okay, so we've got a really simple drum lift here at the beginning of the song, and that happens totally in time. So before I get ahead of myself, I'm going to tell you what some of these things are, and let me just show you for a second, then I'll tell you what some of the things are. Again, all these things happen in real time, so here you go. I can take something and recontextualize it to the extent that it sounds like a remix, and I'm doing it totally live. And so I'll make banks of these gestures for live performance just for that sole purpose. And then I might have an acapella from one song and use a track of something else and use Stutter Edit exclusively on the vocal. People will come up to me after and be like, "Oh my God, what was that remix?" And honestly, I have no idea. I hope you recorded it on your phone or something, because it'll never happen again. Getting under the hood of this thing a little bit and showing you some of what's going on. There are a bunch of different effects in Stutter Edit that constitute a gesture. And again, a gesture is a bunch of effects doing something over a preordained period of time, which is a gesture length. Now, I remember when Stutter Edit came out, people were saying, I saw some things, most, like the 90% all freaked out. It was exciting, right? 10% of people said, "Oh my God, well wait, can you automate each one of these timelines?" And I was literally like responding to people myself on message boards saying, why would you want to do that? It's literally like having 50 hands. So with a single key down, you're able to macro control all of these different effects at once. It sort of defeats the design aesthetic. Like, it's made to have all of these parameters modulating with a single key down. That's what's exciting about it, is you can do 50 different things at once using one finger. And really coolly too, I've seen a guitarist, my friend Richard Portis, that plays guitar for Guns N' Roses. He's been using Stutter Edit Live, and he uses it with a pedal board, and it's amazing because he's getting click anyway. And so he just takes MIDI sync off the same click that the drummer's getting, and he's able to do these crazy freaking gestures while he's playing guitar, but using a pedal board. You get to watch me do my assignments in real time, because I didn't save that last part in my autoload.
She will